Funsize Show!
Welcome back to Currents. Today, you can see we have a pretty full house because none of these people are working on projects right now.
Today. This one day.
Yeah, the reason for that is because this week is actually Method Week. And during Method Week, we close the office and we don't work on any client projects. And we get the opportunity to just spend time together doing fun things. And so we wanted to record a quick spot about Method Week and about what we've been doing this week and just talk about that. How's y'all's week been?
So fun.
It's been good.
Yeah.
So good, so fun.
Recharging. Recharging? You know
Yeah.
what I mean. Feeling recharged.
Rejuvenating?
Yes.
Rejuvenated.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I wanted to talk about what we've been doing this week, but first I wanted to talk about kind of just what Method is and the evolution of how we've arrived at what Method is. Because whenever I started at Funsize back in 2016, I think, there was no such thing as Method. And well, kind of, sort of, because we only worked 4 days out of the week and the Friday was focused on doing other things. And I don't want to put you on the spot, Natalie, but I'm going to put you on the spot.
Do it.
Yeah. So tell us about where, first of all, like where the idea, maybe a 4-day work week and focusing on something else came from, and then we could kind of just evolve it forward from there.
Yeah, I think it's multi-purpose. Like, number one, we did 4-day work week because at the time we were trying to hire people full time for the first time and we couldn't afford salaries. So we were like, what if this is a benefit? The second thing was that it came up because we were trying to, I think the intent of Method Week from the 4-day work week was always there. We wanted to have like that 5th day to be able to do things outside of project work, like go to museums or work on like fun things, like fun internal projects. That's the second thing. And then the third thing was that like we were all working on multiple projects at the same time. So it was really important to have that balance of like, okay, we're going to go really hard Monday through Thursday. And then Friday could be like a rest day of some sort or like a fun day.
Yeah. So I know, obviously I was just saying I was there. You were there.
A lot of Six Flags.
We did go to Six Flags a lot.
Friday.
I was there.
Dina was there. And then
Also at the tail end.
the tail end of that.
Yeah.
And I just remember like the idea of working 4 days a week was just an insane idea I've never heard of in my entire life. Because before I was at Funsize, I was at the print shop and it was almost like 6 or 7 days a week. So it's kind of a crazy idea. But you're right. I think there was a ton of, hey, who wants to go to Six Flags next week?
There's a lot of like, well, we would work like finishing up some initiative, like redesigning the website or getting, I think, case studies too at a certain point or something like that.
Well, there was like a few different categories.
Yeah. But then that evolved into, for some reason, I think you might have spearheaded that, going to Six Flags. It was like, who wants to go to Six Flags?
I love Six Flags, so I believe it. It is
Thing too. I can see Dina's.
I think we would actually choose the same day to go, which is pretty wild. And we would all just jump in one car, go there, and then come back.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I do remember like there was Megaphone was a theme. What do you remember there?
I don't remember.
Because I remember Megaphone because it was like focusing on like it, the idea was to maybe like write something, produce something, maybe a dribble post or do something.
Yeah, like
and
marketing
post it,
stuff, like
marketing
external
related stuff.
Yeah.
So that could serve as an effort to externalize the company to the world. Because Monday through Thursday was like always taxed, like you were saying, like going really hard through Monday through Thursday. So reserving some time to kind of externalize the company to the world, which is funny because that's what we're doing now. But there was I think that there was like self-development, which was like left up to interpretation of like going
That
to
was
museums.
Six Flags.
Yeah. I mean, it really is, right? Like I think you're giving back to yourself.
There's also one, I forgot the name of it, but it was when we did the blue sky conceptual thinking for our clients. So it was like we were working on projects, excuse me. And we would always have cool ideas for these clients, but not enough time. What is happening to my phone? Excuse me. Sorry. And we would have all these ideas that we didn't have time to execute. So we would use Friday to execute all these cool ideas for clients.
What, special ops?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think
Yep.
special ops kind of also was done afterwards.
I
As
think,
You
we
mean
can,
after?
I think we continued it and
Yeah.
it evolved into trying to apply it to projects where
Right.
we would purposely choose a day or two within the project to
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've always wondered, like, and now we have themes as well, because in current iteration of method, we close 1 week out of every quarter to focus on a certain theme. Did those themes kind of carry through at all? Or are they influential to the early themes, influential to the themes we have now?
I don't think so. Because I feel like we focus more so on internal stuff and not so much on client stuff anymore.
Mm.
And I feel like all of the themes that we have now can all tie back to like self-development in a way. But we love a theme here.
Yeah.
Do you love a theme?
I remember when we were starting to talk about Method Week, which was pretty early when I joined. For me, it was about the math. But I remember that a complaint was that we were using that Friday at that time because of all the projects that we had, that we weren't able to do the things like going to Six Flags or the megaphone or whatever it was, because people ended up using it to do client work. So I remember you were like needing to find a solution for that so that we could actually use that time for what
I remember
was
getting
intended.
frustrated because I was like, what are you doing? And someone was like
Exactly.
having a meeting. I'm like, but we're not supposed to be working on Fridays.
Exactly.
And it's like, they were like, well, Monday to Thursday, like I was getting burnt out on trying to squeeze everything into 4 days.
Right.
And I was like, okay, we need to revisit this because now it's going against the whole purpose of that day.
Yeah. And
So I
then
think that's how
how it
actual
started. And then for me, it was like, we got on that whiteboard and we did the math, and I was like, it's actually way better because we could use this to support Method Week financially and like crunch the numbers. So
Oh, really?
yeah.
So closing for a week is more beneficial than
Right.
Friday, not having a Friday.
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're saying that the billing 4 days out of the week versus billing 5 days out of the week, the math, the
Maths.
difference between the two basically is it's
Right.
more lucrative for us if we take a week off every
We were
once in a
able
while
to
instead of
support
that
the
one day.
financials for Method Week.
Okay.
So,
Interesting.
which was Natalie's
Yeah, because it's
brainchild.
like 52 Fridays versus 5, 10, 15, 20.
Mhm.
20
And we
days.
weren't charging for
That is good math.
that.
I think, it felt like it helped a lot with like, it was hard to maintain momentum when we were working on like internal projects only
Oh,
one
yeah.
day a week and then like
Yeah.
a whole weekend.
Yeah,
tell us
that's
the
huge.
other tasks.
Yeah.
And like, it was just hard to like keep that going. But like now if you have like a whole dedicated week, it's a lot easier to like have that continuity. And like,
Yeah.
Because that was the issue with the website, right? The first redesign for it, that it was like every Friday and it was like the revamp. So you'd basically Friday morning have to catch up on the previous week of where do we leave off, and then it was just an endless loop.
And for Natalie, it was very important that we had that time off. So that's, I think, how it was figured out.
Makes sense.
Mhm.
It's really interesting. I actually didn't know about the math.
There was math.
Yeah.
We don't
always
think
math.
about
where there's math, there's Maddie.
What is
That
like
is
I
true.
only thought
For
of
those
that.
watching, this one's really good at math.
She's probably the best mathematician we have.
Tariq is close second.
Oh yeah, yeah. Shout out to
Tariq is
Rika.
not here, Brooke.
Mari,
Also
maybe
didn't
one
realize that.
time you should host a magic hour about math.
No.
It would all be in Spanish.
Yes. I do math in Spanish. Fun fact. I
Wait,
can't do math in English.
Wait, hold on. What?
I can do it in English. Numbers don't translate that well in my head. Like, okay, like
Numbers
for
are
example,
hard.
It was really hard for me to understand when people said like 1,500, that meant 1,500. We
Oh.
don't have that in Spanish.
Oh.
So I'm always translating in my head to make sure that I'm not making a mistake.
That's cool too.
I can do the language part pretty easily, but the math, no.
Interesting. It also always seems like in learning Spanish that in English or in Spanish, whoever's speaking it, numbers always come very quickly. And
Yeah.
if that's not your native language, you're always
Yes.
like, hey, what did they
phrase.
It happens, right? You have to translate
You have to
them.
really like
that.
okay.
You also speak a bunch of languages. Do you translate?
Oh yeah, you
math?
have to sit there and constantly
Right?
mark
Yeah.
a number
So
for sure.
Okay, this is
sorry.
completely off track now, but it makes sense that you think in another language. But for you, do you think in other languages?
Not super often. I dream in other languages from time to time. And sometimes there will be like a phrase that only exists in one language and then it'll sort of pop into your head more. If I'm like, for example, if I'm in Germany for a little while, then yes, I'll do some thinking in it, for example, but not so much when I'm here.
Yeah, whenever my wife is fluent in German, and whenever we're in Germany and she's speaking with her German friends, I'll ask her a question and she'll respond to me in German.
Right.
I'm like, babe, like I don't know.
Or respond to you in English, but the grammar's a little off.
Yeah,
because
sometimes,
it's like
yeah.
the German
Yeah.
grammar. Yeah.
It's like a switch. Like once you've like switched it and you're in that mode, especially like one or two languages, then like going back to the other one really quickly is hard.
So coming back to the themes, maybe Method Learn will be
Yeah,
learning
we're all
language.
learners.
We did that once. We learned Spanish before going to Puerto Rico.
That
Remember?
Tried to teach
Magic
you guys
hour.
Portuguese.
Oh yeah,
Portuguese magic hour.
we did
all
a
the
crash
time.
course in
Yeah.
Portuguese.
Yeah.
Yeah, Magic Hour is like his own other podcast.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah.
Tune in for that one coming up. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So we, evolved from four like detached Friday method-ish things into closing the studio for a quarter or 1 week out of 1 week out of a quarter. Sorry, and to focus on themes. So the themes are learn, create, experience, and recharge.
Yep, and sometimes for good.
For good, right? So this week is create.
Combo.
Yeah, it's a combo.
Create,
Oh.
learn, experience, all one way.
What have
Okay.
you not been learning anything?
I'm learning every day. I'm learning right now.
Y'all have learned whose team y'all want to be on.
Wow.
That's a good segue. That's a good segue. Because I definitely want to talk about what we have been doing this week. So let's start with Monday. What did we do Monday?
Letterpress.
Letterpress. Oh yeah,
was so
tell us all about it.
The
Only one person here has interned at Pat's Show Print in Tennessee. Raise your hand if that's you. And you've also been to that studio before that we went to this week.
Yeah. So I had done a Valentine's making workshop at that studio a couple months ago, and some of our friends have a photo studio in that building too. So we had been there a couple times, but it's a cool
It's called the
spot.
press room.
Press room.
The press room. Shout out the press room. What was that guy's name? Remember that guy's name?
Travis.
Travis.
I think it was Travis.
Yeah.
It was Travis.
Shout out
Travis.
Travis.
Yeah.
Very tall man.
Very tall.
Very nice.
Very
Very
friendly.
enthusiastic.
Yeah, very enthusiastic. I love that, by the way. His energy for analog was like awesome.
Yeah.
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 They had so much there. That was so cool to see.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they have all of the old movie blocks from advertisements. So it's like a bunch of movie themed objects, obviously, that you're printing with.
Yeah. From like 50s, 60s, 70s.
Yeah.
Up
Way
until
back.
82, he said?
Yeah.
I think we asked him. It's
And he said they had like 6 or something other crates.
60,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
That they haven't even
Pieces.
touched yet.
Yeah.
Did he say how he got all those?
Alamo Draft House.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's one
a couple bought them out from the original company that made them.
Oh, okay.
And then they were doing like farmers markets and doing one-offs, but it was so overwhelming that they started trying to sell it. And then the Alamo people bought it, and they have a press room here in Boston and one in New York. But the collection is still 60,000 pieces, and they have most of it still in storage because they don't have space for it.
Oh,
I think
wow.
he said too that it was from a collection in Oklahoma. That's where they were when they.
The company that made the the
Mari
box.
not only does math, but she pays
I was
attention.
like, fuck.
I know. I didn't know all that.
Yeah, I didn't know. See,
I did ask him all these
Continuing
questions.
She did know that there are 60,000 pieces.
But we also got to learn the age-old art of letterpress, which is
That was
really
so
cool.
fun.
That was
It really
Yeah,
cool.
those machines are so old.
Yeah, and it's really impressive. So again, speaking to previously at before at Funsize, I was at a print shop and we had a letterpress machine, and we also had one of those Vandercook, which was like a kind of a full circle moment for me, because right before the Sanctuary era ended, we actually got a Vandercook, but we never used it.
Oh, wow.
So it was kind of cool to finally use that machine.
Yeah.
But we got to make a poster. We
Which
all
was really cool.
went through the collections of what do you call them? Stamps? Not stamps.
Blocks.
Blocks.
Yeah.
Sorry, blocks. Picked out a couple each and threw them all into kind of like a
Coming soon poster.
coming
Now
soon
showing.
a mashup of a
Yeah.
bunch
Yeah.
of different blocks, and
But that was the fun part, was putting them all together like a puzzle.
Yeah.
Brooke loved that.
We love
I would say Tetris, which is a puzzle.
Yeah.
There's a theme of a lot of spooky things and cat things.
yep.
Yes.
Love a theme.
And we got to sneak Funsize in there
Yeah.
With the money sign.
with the dollars.
Yeah, we. I mean, it was really awesome getting our hands dirty and had a good time. But then right after that, we went to the funnest thing we've done all week, is we had lunch.
Absolutely.
We had lunch at Chili's at 45th and Lamar.
The iconic Austin establishment.
Chili's.
I think that's
If you never go to another Chili's, you have to go to that one before.
yeah, it
Yeah.
is world famous.
World famous. Best restaurant in Austin.
Yeah. I do have to say, I think our consensus was that it was actually a pretty good showing
But yeah,
for Chili's,
Oh, yeah.
for that Chili's location that day.
Food was good.
Yeah,
Don't
chicken
sleep on
crispers for the
Chili's.
win.
Yeah.
Oh no, the Nashville hot mozzarella stick.
Oh, yeah, those were good, Nicole. That's
That was
right.
so good.
Which ones?
So
The
what?
Nashville hot mozzarella stick.
You were into that. Yeah.
Did you get that
I
in
mean,
your
I
order?
had like one
And the
bite.
triple
No, we
dipper?
ordered the triple dipper.
Yeah.
Inside.
But so, but
Pretty
then it
sure.
came with two. Did you eat one or two?
Oh, I ate a portion of
Okay.
one.
They're huge.
There was like 2 or 3,
There was
but they're
two,
giant,
but they were
right?
huge.
They're like
I wish
2,000
we had
calories.
done
Like,
Yeah.
Wait, calories don't exist.
Yeah.
Why they put them on
They
the
put
menu?
them
Oh, fair, that's a good point.
They are front and center on the Chili's menu.
It's a it's one of those
It's a
FDA
treat-
requirements.
cheat
It
day.
doesn't-
I love how that didn't stop us though.
Yeah.
I really wish we had done a cheese pull down there.
Oh, we should.
Missed
That would have been a good one.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds. I was about to say that like 45th and Lamar Chili's is probably going to be a staple for Method Weeks from here on out.
I hope
Oh,
so.
okay.
Yeah.
I think. It,
Everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, they don't fall off.
Yeah.
Pressure's on.
We should
Keep
take
up
that one to
the quality
to
bar.
a vote.
To vote.
Yeah, and then okay, so Tuesday we got started with an activity that I led, which was kind of fun. We got a bunch of blank skateboard decks, and I printed off a ton of graphics that we had created internally. So some posters that were kind of based on the evolution of the brand. So in more of a Thrasher style, some just really cool graphics. So I think that there was probably 6 or 8 different posters that I printed off. I went and got a bunch of markers, paints, spray paint, acrylic paint. Natalie brought in some other acrylic paints as well. And the intention was to just take off all rules, except for a couple.
Except for the
Except for a couple.
Except for Tony's rules.
Except for Tony yelling at you to go fast.
So
No scissors.
yeah.
Just go
So,
slow.
no, it was an attempt to challenge the way we think about creativity just a little bit, because I think a lot of times we are very focused on getting things aligned to a grid, or aligned to the next pixel or something like that. But just to generate and be additive instead of reductive, and to question things, just react and just do something and just put something to fill a space. Then one of my rules was no scissors, because I was really not wanting there to be any like hard edges on anything. So yeah, was it uncomfortable?
I thought it was really fun. I liked that you had some kind of guidance and that we didn't really have to think about it, and that felt like it took all the guardrails off for me of like being having to like make something perfect in the end.
Yeah, it was uncomfortable in practice because it was not what we're used to, but I think that was a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was really cool. Like at first, like I was kind of overwhelmed with like how much, but like you're right, like it was just additive. Like as I kept adding things, I was like, oh, like this looks cool over here, and then like I wouldn't really worry like if I put something in the right spot. It's like it was kind of freeing in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the time pressure actually almost made it more free. It's Yeah. like just get it together. And then you can kind of like head empty, just pasting, you know?
Yeah.
Well, you also like allowed us the few minutes at the end to then kind of add those touches that separate it or make them different from the other ones, because it was like toward the end you started seeing like where people were kind of putting their own twist on things, and it came out pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought it was I predicted it, but it was interesting to see that it happened like for that 15 minutes, 20 minutes that I was kind of encouraging you all to move very fast. Like pretty much all of the base layers looked very similar, like very, very similar. And I kind of hoped that would happen, because in that following block of time, you're right, you had a little bit more time to focus. Think about, if there was some pieces that you wanted to emphasize, or some way to compose the board in a way that kind of like showed who you are a little bit, or your design sensibility, your approach. And I think it did. I think it turned out pretty nice. So we wrapped that exercise up, and then
We went to game
Q. Brooke. Yeah.
You're the most competitive
And
person.
then it was game on.
Yeah, so Game On, I actually have been wanting to go there. I think maybe Edgar, you told me about it, but it's a place in Austin that you can go, and they host, like, a comedian comes and is the host of a game show, and they have like a Price is Right wheel, and like it's like Family Feud style on each side, and that what's it?
Plinko.
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 What do they
Plinko.
call it?
Got another name for it.
Plinko. With an I.
Yeah, I guess that's like TM Price is Right.
Yeah.
So their version
Those
is.
Plonko.
But it was super fun. We were like, the past couple magic hours, again, that's a different episode, but we've done like trivia style, and Lindsay learned how hard it was to like host that.
Really hard.
So it was so fun to have like someone who's there, and that he was like on the whole
Yeah.
time. Very
The host
impressive.
was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. he did a
And
good
buzzers that actually like light up.
Also, shout out to the engineer, because that guy was fast and
Yeah.
every
She-
The
sound.
sound bites.
Oh,
Yeah.
Chloe.
Sound
I
bites.
thought it was another guy. Both of them then? There was
Saw
another
them
guy
both
when we
back
first
there.
came in.
Yeah.
There's two. I didn't know she was also.
They said Chloe.
Oh.
I was paying attention.
Shout out to the gender
Yeah.
neutral
Yeah.
engineer.
Very mysterious.
Maybe just AI.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was really cool. And I was fortunate enough to be on the winning team, so I know which team.
Boo.
Blue
They hate to see us win.
Abadibi.
Blue Abadidas. Blue
Abadibas.
That was interesting, that name that they ended up picking up for y'all.
No, we.
And we picked.
I know, but the spelling of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Blue Abadi.
Yeah. Eiffel 65.
Oh, that's who it is?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I thought that
I need
the
to know
song
that
name.
trivia.
I thought that the song name was like Blue Abadibi, but it's just like I'm Blue.
I'm blue.
I'm
I'm
blue.
blue,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was very let down when I like.
They're like, we're not even going to try to spell.
Right. Yeah. So that was really cool, and I think that it was to me oddly similar to the morning's exercise, where it's just like reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like you had to just think quick and just like not, because if the other team's gonna hit the buzzer, then you're gonna lose.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was really kind of like an interesting parallel to me after the fact.
Yeah, we all get a little competitive.
A little bit.
Just a little.
We actually didn't put anything on the line now that I think about it.
Yeah, that's we screwed up there.
Yeah. We screwed up there.
Yeah.
Just our egos.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I think you.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
We don't have to like
We're like,
single
hey,
y'all
We're
out.
all winners, okay?
We're all winners
I
here.
wasn't trying to make
We
it
should have
like
sat like
Should have been money.
Tony's like, yeah.
that.
We should have turned this episode into a round
A
two.
rematch.
Right?
Look in the screen.
Go back.
funny you say that.
Yeah.
Name 5 past presidents.
I do want to go back, because didn't he say he would change the answers to?
Yeah.
Yeah, they keep track so that they don't ever have like repeat
Right.
questions. Yeah.
You just
So
have to
awesome.
remember the day,
The
and
day.
the person that booked it.
Or
Oh, nice.
I guess if your name is in there, though, it's going to store the date with it, so you don't have to
Yeah.
remember. As long as you give your address.
the waiver. So, because it did ask you if you had been there before. So.
What's the waiver for? Just
I
for
never
the
read that
for the
waiver.
steps?
You could
or-
fall when you go up to the
Yeah.
top of the thing.
That's right.
The spinning
by the
wheel
way,
was
yeah.
pretty heavy.
That wheel was a lot heavier than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Price is Right. Like I don't.
Solid wood.
Feel free to look it up, but there's. They had like a legit replica of the Price is Right wheel,
It was neat.
and it was very heavy.
It was fun
Yeah.
to spin.
Yeah.
I was disappointed that the lose-all wasn't really a lose-all.
I know.
Right.
The only person
Yeah,
that
that would've
hit
destroyed
the
us.
entire time
Yeah.
was me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
No, we
We're
thought we were back
disappointed.
in it.
Yeah,
That's
we're
why
like, oh,
I'm
we're back.
disappointed.
Yeah.
Well, but it was, I think that you said it's the perfect time to hit that spot on the wheel because we actually had 0 points.
No.
No.
You
You
were,
had,
you
like,
were at like
2,000.
2,000.
No, we were up
Yeah.
by a couple thousand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
that's
were
what we were
all
like.
Something
okay.
happened, and we knew what the answer was, but we lost the turn, so we couldn't say the answer.
Yeah.
That was rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That was super fun. And then Wednesday, we kicked off with
Lasers.
The laser.
Oh, yeah.
That was so fun.
Every time I hear lasers, I think we're like doing laser tag.
Laser tag.
Yeah.
I was like, we
That's
didn't
next
do
game of the week.
Could you imagine us at laser tag?
Yes.
I can.
laser tag.
Why
laser
can you
tag
not,
off 71.
I'm into it.
I mean, if there was that competitive for the game show, I think it could get pretty ugly.
I feel like
Yeah,
Anthony
yeah.
would be
It's too
really
easy
good
to
at it.
cheat.
Or
Laser tag. I don't
just
I've never
Off
played
the
it.
right
I've never
away.
played
Played it either.
Yeah, I've only ever played laser tag with like overeager preteens.
What if we stepped up one and like do paintball?
Ooh.
I'm
Yes.
scared.
I'm
That's
scared.
scary.
Or
Yeah.
the airsoft.
I think I still vote for laser tag.
Yeah, I would go for laser tag over.
No bruises. Laser tag.
We're gonna go to blazer tag.
Yeah. The inside of Make ATX, the laser place smelled really good to me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that
Burning
like
wood.
Burning wood,
leather.
burning plastic.
Yeah.
To me, burning plastic is not the most favorite smell. But it was more burning wood to you.
No, it was all plastic.
It was,
Yeah.
all-
Because we all chose the acrylic.
Yeah.
She called it out too. She's like, "You guys all went with acrylic." It's like, "Yeah, it's the coolest one."
Yeah.
right.
We love color.
Except Edgar, you did leather.
Right. I love that.
Always out of the
Came
box.
out great.
Yeah.
Came
Oh, it
out
did?
great.
It looks nice. Very.
Yeah, I haven't seen
Classy.
it
The most
unearthed
unique
yet.
one.
Told by them it looked executive. I don't know what that means. But
Oh,
Okay.
are you the new
CEO.
surprise? Okay, 'cause we don't need name tags.
We should have put the
that's why I'm
brand
in the
new.
center.
C-suite. Should we
Wasn't
get you
somebody
like a
saying
cool
you should
smoking
put
jacket?
like MD after your name?
Oh.
I think
Just-
Eureka
Doctor.
was-
No,
someone-
we're saying
someone was like
doctor.
doctor.
Dr. Edgar.
Esquire?
PhD.
Edgar Esquire?
So what did we do there? We didn't say.
Oh yeah. So we. so the idea is like,
All right.
we made nameplates for our desks. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
No one can steal our spots.
we had a choice to engrave or etch, I guess you would say, in wood or cut out of acrylic, which, like we were saying, we all pretty much chose acrylic. I think mine was pretty cool.
With the mirror.
The mirror,
Yeah.
black mirror, it's pretty cool.
Shout out Black Mirror.
Yeah. Have any of you seen it, by the way?
Not
that
yet.
it was,
No.
First
yes.
episode.
No.
I've watched it all. This season's pretty damn
Okay.
good.
I don't
It's
know
great,
if
but I need to watch
It
it by
feels
myself.
like reality.
Yeah.
What?
Too close
Feels
to home.
like a little too close to home these days.
Yeah.
I was watching a fiance and she caught the end of the first episode. She goes, "I can't see this. You're gonna have to see this by yourself."
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
After lasers.
Antonelli.
Chocolate and cheese.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
We
Chocolate and
half-pounded
cheese.
chocolate.
I've
really
never
full.
thought to pair those two things together.
chocolate and cheese.
Yeah.
That's your second tasting, though. We did chocolate and cheese.
No, we didn't do chocolate.
No, we didn't do chocolate the first time. No,
It was wine.
just cheese.
Edgar
and
loves to
wine and
gaslight.
I thought we did a little bit of chocolate on
No, you can
something.
ask Natalie, who coordinates everything.
There wasn't even one chocolate cheese pairing.
You
in
might
the
have
wine.
brought your own chocolate.
Almost.
Did you bring perfume?
Gaslight.
Snuck it in there.
Cake.
You might have brought your own pocket chocolate or something.
Oh, we,
Oh my God.
we did a lot more wine.
For
Though.
some
No
reason,
research system.
ooh, Edgar just brought in his pocket chocolate.
We did do a lot more wine.
So yeah, we've been to Antonelli's before.
They let us come back.
And they let us come back.
yeah,
Maybe
But
that's why they reduced the wine
they
this time.
limited the wine this time.
An embargo period or something? Like you had to
Did they
wait
let us?
2 years before coming back or something?
Did they let us buy bottles last time? Or?
No, they just. I think
They
I
gave
got the
us
same
bottles.
exact thing, but they gave like each 2 people a bottle.
They saw
They
the notes.
literally
They
changed
saw
the
the notes.
rules
They
after
did.
you.
This
They
time
used
it's
to give
just 2 glasses.
unlimited wine, and then
That's-
y'all went in, and now
Walk
you
it
get
back.
2 glasses.
That's why we had lunch before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and that was
Mistake,
the mistake is
because a
we
half a
didn't
pound of
have
cheese
lunch
is too
before that last time.
Mm.
Yeah.
So wait, can
No.
you keep ordering?
Look
or
at
is it
that.
your
It's
cut and
growth.
cheese?
That's what
I
method is
asked
for.
for
Yes.
one, but
Yeah.
he like brought out extra of a leftover.
Oh.
So yeah, we could have asked.
And that's on growth.
We all tried the worst cheese in the world, except for Sarah likes it.
I thought it was great.
Oh yeah, what was it called?
Grayson.
Grayson.
Yeah, I know because I will never have
Shout
it.
out Grayson.
It just makes it like feel
So
like
I love Antonelli's. This is not a knock, but that cheese was not
Stanky.
it. It was not it.
It's washed
very
cheese, like
stinky.
super barnyardy. That's what they
That
do.
is the
That is
most accurate way to describe
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I don't
barnyard.
want to eat
Yeah.
something that smells like a barnyard.
Talk to
Sounds like
talk to lots of
barnyard.
French people.
and or
So
stinky
disappointed
feet.
Anthony didn't take the bet though.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
That
was
would
it? It
not
was
have
like
been good.
$65
I
to
think it went up to
eat the whole-
200 or
What?
something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
We had 70 at one point.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I saw that it was half a pound of cheese. Like you would look at the plate and not think that it was
Right.
half.
I
a
mean,
whole
I didn't
frickin'
even
pound.
eat all of mine, and I went home so full.
Yeah.
I didn't have dinner.
Same.
I was like,
Yeah.
Neither did I. It's full of cheese.
Yeah, I think he told us the weight of the cheese like halfway through, and I think we all just kind of looked at our plates and went, "Ooh."
Oh no!
I think I would have been better off not knowing the
Yeah.
weight of the cheese I just ate.
Yeah.
Chilies, cheese.
I don't have any problem with that.
So
Cheese-
good.
It was
I like
worth it.
cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the chocolate pairings were great.
But yeah. Okay. So to that point, I think that I have heard of like cheese and chocolate pairing together, but I actually have never like eaten them together.
Mhm.
I was very surprised
It's
at
good.
how well they
Yeah.
went
Yeah.
together. So I did
My
learn.
my favorite was the darker one, like the first
Yeah,
one. Was
the first one was my favorite.
good.
And that first
Chipotle.
cheese. I think that was my
That
two
was good, too.
favorite.
Mhm, a little bit.
Second
The
cheese was my favorite.
Cheese was
Same.
like
The
Chipotle.
salty butter
Oh,
cheese.
Yes.
And it looked
Chipotle.
like a scoop of ice cream.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That one was the best.
I
Like-
did chevron with peach and chipotle or something.
Mhm.
Look at all this stuff we learned.
I know.
Wow. Fancy.
What was the thing we learned about the gross cheese? How it's like the enzyme from your body? or
Yes.
Oh.
something?
The cold
I didn't know if that was real.
Yeah,
It is real.
he said that he didn't want to
Cultures.
lead with it, but that the way they wash the rind is that they use cultures from essentially like the layer of your skin.
The
right?
same ones that
Yeah.
they grow on your on
Yeah,
your skin.
and like that causes body odor.
Yeah.
And then so whenever they wipe it on the cheese rind, it starts growing and gravitating towards the rind or something like that.
It's gross.
Yeah,
Cheese
that's
is mold of
probably not.
bacteria. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, but that I'm glad he didn't lead with that. That's because that's
Yeah.
probably not something you want to lead with.
But because we were like, Marty and I were like, well, do you like this cheese? He's like, no, not really.
You didn't like it either?
No,
But
it wasn't his favorite.
What was the description that you gave of that
I
cheese?
said it tasted like a dead body.
Not that
So many questions.
I would know, but I would imagine that if I were to taste a dead body, it would be that.
That was it.
On that note, Q Thursday. Actually,
Oh,
Thursday
cheese
was
hangover.
yeah,
Bodies hit the floor.
yeah. Thursday was actually free day,
Yeah.
which was really nice.
So nice.
It
Loved
was
it.
refreshing.
Loved.
I hung out at home for a little bit. I went out to ride my bike, and I came home early. It was awesome. What did anything of note that y'all did on your free day?
I edited photos.
Nice.
I saw them; they look beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that looked really
Yeah,
good.
they're awesome.
Thank you.
I went to a painting class that I've been doing on Thursdays, so that worked out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
I was
And
going to
then-
draw, but
oh.
then I was tired, so I said, it's okay to not.
Yeah, it's okay to
not
rest.
do something.
Yeah. I like
Rest
that.
is productive.
That's
too.
what I did.
I had to tell myself that like every 30 minutes, but
Yeah, I think that, which is actually maybe something to talk about, I guess. We're always on the go. And so like I to that point, like I think I feel guilty when I'm not doing things. So it's interesting you mentioned that, because I think that's something good to think about or remember.
especially you got to like a Thursday, a Thursday off. What's that like?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I
Or
feel
like-
that though too. I feel like I'm always on the go, and the idea of not doing something seems crazy. to me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's shocking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
spent the last 5 weeks exploring that.
We'll also maybe discuss that in a later episode.
Yeah,
as
stay
well.
tuned.
Maybe. Okay, that brings us to today, which is Friday, April 17th,
18.
18.
18th.
Let's double check.
Here we are.
Could be
We
17.
made it.
Yeah, and we also had kind of half free time today.
Mhm.
But a few of us were here. Actually, all of us were here early in the office today because Lindsay's husband, Steven.
Yep. He is a photographer, hobby photographer. So he took portraits of all of us.
Yeah.
What was his new name?
Yeah,
they were-
doesn't he have a new
Shutter
studio?
Shutter Steve.
Shutter Steve.
What? Is that really the name?
No, his
Oh,
Why not?
I think his Instagram that he's doing portraits on is S&P Productions.
Shutter Steve.
Yeah, but we colloquially call him Shutter Steve.
I love it. I love it.
I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's really good.
he's great.
Look him up.
We like him. You should stay married to him.
Oh, good. Yeah, me too.
He's a man of many talents.
He also
Great photos of all of our events.
he also like fixed the roof today, right?
Yeah, he's a man of many
I
talents.
mean, come on.
I think that's a good way to sum up Stephen.
Yeah.
Man of many talents.
Yeah, but that was fun. And now we're all looking good for this podcast.
Yep.
And a few of us went to coffee this morning too.
Oh, really?
We
Yeah.
had a special edition of Friday morning coffee
Mhm.
on the west side
Mm-hmm.
at
Where-
Manana.
How was
wait,
it?
Was it?
Manana. I got to walk. It was
On
great.
South Congress.
Yeah.
Chago came.
Oh,
Aw.
yeah.
How
Is
was
this
it?
our third coffee this week?
We
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
had special editions of Friday morning coffee
Yeah.
on Monday, Tuesday.
Friday.
We really love hanging out.
Yeah. Love a coffee club.
Yeah.
I still haven't been.
Oh, it's good
Wow.
times.
I know.
Wow.
You had
Make it
4
happen.
opportunities.
Maybe one.
Next coffee shop's closer to Tony's house. That'll
Okay.
get your
I'm
system.
down
Done.
for that. That'll be
I can
close to
pick.
me.
I'll pick it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've already provided one place, but y'all didn't take me up on it.
Which place?
What?
Oh no, Waffle House.
Waffle House.
Oh.
If you want
That's
to go to
close to my
Waffle
house.
House, we'll go to Waffle House.
I know we don't look like it, but we do have standards.
You don't look like it. I do.
Yeah.
I do like waffles.
I'll go to Waffle House.
Waffle
Can't we
House
just go
is
to
great.
Waffle House for lunch?
We can go anytime you
Or
want.
breakfast.
It's better at like 11 p.m.
Brunch.
I agree.
Maybe tonight?
There, now you're talking.
Okay, that's a good segue. We're wrapping up this week. 1, with this episode of this podcast, and 2, with a dinner at a Mediterranean restaurant called Azov.
Yeah. He's on.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I've been there one time. It's super good.
Yeah, we always like to end our method weeks with the team dinner.
Kind of like a food travel show. They always end up with a big group dinner at a table sort of a situation. That's how Method Week wraps up too.
Except we just make fun of each other and count points. And stuff.
Minor
Used to.
Yeah, should we get into strikes now or?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if we have time for that. right now.
The evolution of that.
I don't think HR would be happy.
Do we want to talk about some like highlights from other method weeks? Just like what we've done in the
Yeah.
past?
Yeah. Kick it off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our
maybe-
last method week was what's the theme? The theme was
Experience.
experience. Yes. We went to Portland, Maine.
Mhm.
That was pretty badass.
That was your highlight?
I'm just saying. I'm just putting that one out there. That was a
I'm-
big
I think
deal.
My
Natalie
favorite
was
method week
Hmm.
is every year that I've had off in between Christmas and New Year's to recharge.
That's a
There
good.
you go.
Yeah.
That is a good one.
That one's a little different. We don't actually get together.
Yeah.
We reach out.
But
I love y'all and I love being away from you.
but that's the fun.
Both can be true.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we went to Portugal last year.
That's right.
Was that last
was
year or the year
amazing.
before?
2 years ago.
Just kidding. 2 years ago.
A lot of people ate sardines and a lot of people got sardine tattoos.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is that? Oh my God.
I know. I'm shocked that's still on.
I took off
wow.
mine for the wedding, but I kept it open. Like I still have to put it back on.
Doesn't count.
I didn't
gonna-
open it. Sorry. I
What's
kept
gonna
the.
happen?
So your
when
wish
it
isn't going to
breaks?
come true.
Your wish comes true.
I don't actually think it'll ever break.
Dinner or something like
Oh,
that. Okay.
okay.
It wasn't
Sneaky,
bad. It was
sneaky
just,
good.
I think, what was it? What was the thing? It was like you get a wish or something?
Well, you're supposed to do 3 knots, which was also a discussion, but let's just leave it at that. Knots, not half knots. And then,
Oh gosh.
and then
Oh,
you
boy. Yeah.
did a wish for
We will not
each
go there.
knot that you had, and then when it broke or like the knots open, they're supposed to come true. But my knots are intact.
So you don't want your wishes to come true?
I had a wedding that I needed to take it off for, but I will put it back on.
I
because
know. I'm
left it.
saying if it breaks, then your wish comes true.
Right. But then I met this Brazilian guy, I don't know when, or like Portuguese or whatever, in Miami. And he said that it's not just that if it depends on where it breaks, it also means that it's saving you from something.
Oh.
So it's a lot more intricate than what this guy, yeah.
I think that my method memory, I think I have two. One was on that trip to Portugal. Yeah.
Mhm.
And we were on the boat. I was doing the boat tour. And I look over and I see Andre like conversing with the boat captain in Portuguese.
Yeah.
And like, I knew Andre spoke Portuguese, but like to see him like just like in it speaking a different language, I was like, holy shit, this is cool.
Yeah.
This is cool.
We also remembered that the boat captain on that trip looked like an international DJ. Do you remember
time
that?
the
That
door
was
would open.
quite
I
the
don't
vibe.
remember what
I
he
think
looked
so.
like.
Where
Okay.
Jack had his, they were filming a lot of Jack.
Yeah, we
Oh,
made a
we're
movie
filming
trailer.
Jack
It was
the whole time,
raining,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
kind of rainy.
We actually made a movie
Yeah.
trailer about
Yeah.
Jack.
My other memory, what's that?
Oh,
With the
narrated by-
voiceover by
Oh, yeah.
Anthony.
Yeah.
Jack movie.
My other memory was whenever we actually both Andre went to Bend and went snowboarding, and it was I think my second time snowboarding, just getting the hang of it. And I think I was sitting down on the mountain, and I see like Dina coming, like just zooming by, just like carving, like no problem. And we get to the bottom. I'm like, Dina, I didn't know you're so good, and she's like, oh yeah, I've done it a couple of times.
Grew up in the mountains.
Which is but like it's just a typical Dina thing. Like
She's good at everything.
Yeah.
that's pretty
Exactly.
memorable.
That was my first time ever skiing when we went to Bend.
Mm.
So that was memorable for sure.
Puerto Rico was memorable for me.
Yeah,
I think it's
Puerto
really
Rico.
cool that we've gone to a lot of places with experience that like people have ties to. Like we've
Yeah.
gone to Puerto Rico, went to Bend for Andre,
Mhm.
even Portland, Maine, like Thomas is there. Or was
We
there
all
at
want
the
to move
time.
to Portugal, so
Yeah.
That's our tie.
Yeah.
We'll be at.
What
other-
number are we at?
23.
3.
Oh, my
Wow.
favorite number.
That's
Maybe.
crazy.
But we don't count the recharge weeks either.
Exactly.
Oh.
It's
Oh,
fair.
wow.
I think my first method week was 3.
Oh, we
Wow.
went
Oh, yeah,
to
that
the
was
hill
the-
country.
Yeah.
Mason
That
area.
was a lot of fun.
That was
Oh yeah,
That
I
one
remember
was
that
cool.
Rose
We should go
Rife
back.
was born.
Yeah.
That's when Rose Rife was born.
Wait, Natalie, if we just say like method week 16, just some number, do
Will
you
you know
just
it?
know what it is?
I
How did you
don't.
just
There's
pull
so
that out?
many. Well, because I remember it
Three
was
was
Lizzie and
memorable.
Esteban's first method week.
Ah,
That's
okay.
that milestone.
Got it.
Mm.
Okay.
That one was fun. Really.
The big water slide.
yes.
The dangerous
That was
water
fun.
slide.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
kind of dangerous.
We didn't lose anybody on that one.
I'm surprised that, I guess some people almost got lost in the rainforest that one time, but we've never lost anybody.
we
almost
almost
lost
Fully.
in Wimberley.
No one has
Not
gotten
forever.
Okay, let's knock on wood. We have never permanently lost anyone, nor anyone has gotten seriously injured.
Edgar
That
did
one in
disappear
Puerto
in the
Rico, though,
woods.
Was like, I remember, didn't they say
He's
like
trying
no
to
one
deflect.
leave? We'll talk about mine. But
I
didn't they
wasn't
say
gonna
like,
mention that one?
didn't they like our tour guide was like, yeah, people get lost here and then we never find them.
Yeah,
And
that's
then we
true.
turned around and
Yeah.
like
Where'd Andre and Brittany go?
Right.
And we waited for them for 30, 40 minutes.
And they were like, we're fine.
Yeah.
We
Wait.
survived the drive down the mountain cliffs in the bus in Portugal
Barely.
for hours.
I was
That was a
losing my
Dramamine journey for me.
I thought we were going to fall off the side of that mountain.
It was dicey.
I went to
Yeah.
bed at 7 p.m. that night.
Pure
was that when we
exhaustion.
were stuck in the bus for hours?
Mm-hmm.
I just kept taking pictures inside the bus so that I could keep my mind inside the bus.
Well, I literally took a Dramamine, and then I was just like in a haze, and then we finally got back, and I just passed out.
Yeah.
it was really beautiful.
It was,
Mhm.
yeah.
So we lost Edgar.
We lost
I
Edgar
wasn't
in
gonna mention
Wimberley. That was Wimberley.
So
right?
that
I'm
was
not
our
lost, I'm
first
here, so-
method week post pandemic.
Oh,
yeah, it was
Yeah.
my first.
Wimberley, yeah.
So we were
Experience.
all just extra weird.
Yeah. That was my first method week period.
Oh, really? Wow, what a first method.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Yeah. That's where I had my cherry for the first time.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Dude, we don't-
And they
Delicious.
coined
No, we
me
haven't
the
gotten
20
anybody news.
Yeah.
Has
No.
Tarika eaten one?
The moonshine cherry.
I don't
Oh.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, it's not hazing. Don't worry.
We're not a cult.
Yeah, we just like I don't even know where it came from, but we happen to have a bottle of moonshine cherries in the office at one point, and then a new person was not forced to eat one, but they ate one.
Yeah.
And then it just
With
kind of
And they give a speech.
the legend
love the
kind
speeches.
of went
Those are
on
the
from
best.
there.
Yeah, we always do a speech.
I don't
Yeah.
think I gave
Shout
a
out to
speech.
Tarika's speech.
Shout out to
Loud.
Tarika.
Yeah, I gave a
Tarika's
You're
speech.
giving a speech tonight.
Yeah, didn't you know?
You're on deck.
Someone needs
okay.
to.
Right. Shit. I need to leave. Makes sense.
Yeah, but Tarika's last experience one was incredible.
In Portland.
I think we
Yeah.
have it.
Oh,
someone
she gave a
recorded.
speech.
Oh, I have the whole
Yeah,
thing.
She
Well,
took
like-
it very seriously.
It was 2.5 minutes long.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you time it?
Well, I have the whole thing on video for some reason.
And it was actually really good too for being on the spot.
Very sweet.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Very sincere.
I think that to tie this all up, I think that we always have a great time together. We have a great time working together on projects, but there's another type of energy that kind of comes together whenever we come together, not on projects, to kind of do things together, create memories together, and just bond in that way. And I love these times. I think they're really fun.
I like
Same.
that, you guys.
Yeah, it's pretty rare to want to
And-
hang out with your coworkers.
Yeah.
To that end, like everybody, like all my friends and family and stuff that I mentioned Method Week too, like a lot of them know about it now, and they're all annoyed every time.
Every time.
Every time
People
this
think
week
that I
comes
work
around.
at a summer camp. So
So it's a really, I'm looking at you now. This is a really awesome job perk that you spearheaded, and I for one am thankful that we have these times. So thank you for that.
Can we clap without
Same
blowing out the
seas.
mics?
Yeah.
Little
Stop
beep.
that.
We'll do it in post.
There it is.
There we go.
Is that the studio audience?
Yeah, that's our studio audience.
Cool. Well, I mean, unless anybody else has any additional thoughts, I think that we can call it a day and go
Eat some food.
continue hanging out together and eat some good food.
Where are we going next time?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anthony keeps. We've been talking about Oaxaca a lot.
Oh.
Okay.
Down.
That's been on the list. I think Santa Fe has been on the list for a
Mhm,
while.
mhm.
When would that be? When does the next one fall?
August. So yeah, we actually that's something to mention. We switched it from every quarter to every 4 months now.
All right.
So there's 3.
Right.
Right.
So
Yeah.
there's 3 because they were coming around too often. It was like we would wrap up one and then we'd have to start planning the other one. And then I think the feedback was like it didn't feel like a lot of time in between. But I feel
Right.
like the last couple of years we've been doing 3 a year and it
It was
feels
good.
well paced.
It feels like our experience too, one has gotten like grander.
Yeah, and we
Yeah.
can have more budget for other
Yeah.
other.
Are you enjoying the math on that, Mari?
Very much.
How's that?
Yeah, I do think it's really cool because like the experience ones are great, and I feel like we kind of tie in a bunch of stuff like we learn while we're there too. But like the learn ones, the create ones, like I just feel like it's really cool because we all work on different projects, and we don't always get to work together. But like this is a great opportunity to like get that team building and then like focus on something creative that's not computer based, which is really nice. Like, and I feel like I always end up just feeling like creatively refreshed by that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I also love that, like for the creates, at least everyone is picking their own projects, so you get to learn more about what everyone is interested in. Like when Jack pulled out the thing with Gustavo, I was like, you have video editing and like all the stuff that you just did to make this cool thing.
And paper mache.
Yeah.
Gustavo should make an appearance in the background.
Yeah,
Cozy.
And then,
Gustavo,
next
you
room.
there?
Bring in Gustavo.
Where is Gustavo these days?
by the way, I wanted to mention this. So we've never really talked about method in this way, but we do write about it. And so we'll put the link to our Medium account in the bottom, where you can go check out some of our other method weeks. You go take a look at. You're not going to get the behind the scenes look, but you'll get to see a large amount of the other method weeks that we've done in the past.
Woohoo!
Yay.
Sweet. Thanks for coming. Thanks for being here, and thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.